Medical treatment. Hey, we've all been through it. We all go to a doctor. But what happens if you are being treated for something that is sensitive, at least socially? Well, it takes us to this week's case. Involves a man went into a clinic for treatment of a sexually transmitted disease. Well, lo and behold, one of the women working at the clinic, a nurse, knew the man by name because, as it turned out, he was dating her husband's sister. Well, the nurse gets on her phone and texts her sister-in-law, says, guess what? Your boyfriend's in here being treated for a sexually transmitted disease. Well, boyfriend patient finds out about this, tells the clinic investigates and says, hey, you're absolutely correct. Nurse, you're fired. You are out of here as a result of this. And my friend, we're very sorry this all took place. But the man says, you know what? Now I have been through a humiliating set of circumstances as a result of this, and I am suing you. I am suing you, clinic, because you had a responsibility to safeguard my medical records. You had that responsibility under HIPAA, the national law that's designed to protect medical records, and you also just had a common law right to protect this confidential information. Clinic said, hey, wait a second. We didn't disclose the information. The nurse disclosed the information, and she did that outside course and scope of employment because she had no right to disclose that. That wasn't part of her job duty, and we were so distressed with her that we fired her. Therefore, we're not at fault. Man said, yes, you are at fault. You're at fault because you had an obligation to protect this sensitive information. Well, the case went forward all the way up to Second Circuit Court of Appeals for the United States, and there the court looked at this. They heard the two arguments that we've just heard here. They considered it and said, you know what? Clinic, you do have a responsibility to safeguard sensitive information, but my friend, you know what? They did that, and here we had a rogue individual, somebody who acted outside the scope of her employment, did something she shouldn't have done. There wasn't anything further the clinic could do. Therefore, the clinic has no responsibility. And the clinic is not at fault. And that's the end of the case. So what do we learn from this? What we learn from this is sometimes people will act badly on behalf of an employer. But guess what? That doesn't make the employer responsible, because if the person acted outside the scope and course of their employment, the employer cannot be held responsible for them as an employee, since they're no longer acting as an employee, they're acting on their own. Okay, hey, we bring you this case as we bring you cases every week, so you understand how the law works. I'm David Allen.